Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We will now proceed to the panel discussion on enhancing the digital infrastructure to boosting infrastructure competitiveness. In today's digital age, a strong digital infrastructure is the basic component for companies to remain competitive. This includes reliable internet connectivity, secure data storage, and efficient communication systems. By enhancing their digital infrastructure, businesses can improve their operations, increase productivity, and better meet the needs of their customers. Investing in technological advances and staying abreast of emerging trends is critical to improving the competitiveness of businesses. For this section, we welcome questions from the audience and encourage interaction. At any time, if you have a question, you don't have to wait until the Q&A segments to ask them. Whether you are joining on-site or participating virtually, please feel free to sign into Zoom and type your questions into the Q&A pod. When you registered to attend the forum, you'd have received the Zoom link for the section on email. Please just retrieve the link from there. Thank you. And now we are honored to have the moderator for this section, Legislative Council member, the Honorable Duncan Chiu. The Honorable Duncan Chiu is the member of Panel of Commerce, Industry, Innovation and Technology in the Legislative Council. He is also the President of Hong Kong Information Technology Joint Council, HKITJC, and convener of Innovate for Future. Let us welcome the Honorable Duncan Chiu. And then may I invite our panelists. We have Mr. Charles Lee, the founder and CEO of One Asia Network Limited, a leading IT services and solution provider in Asia, providing cloud-based solutions as well as data center services. He has over 30 years of experience in the sector and is dedicated to contributing to the development and provision of IT, data center services, and also infrastructure solutions for businesses. Welcome, Charles. And then may I invite Mr. Leo Liu, General Manager of Alibaba Cloud Intelligence in Hong Kong, the Macau region, and the Philippines. He is responsible for leading the team to build up the cloud computing, AI, and network infrastructure, which provides global customers from different industries comprehensive solutions in cloud services. Welcome, Leo. Next, let us welcome Mr. Steve Ng, Managing Director of Commercial Group of HKT, oversees the B2B operations serving enterprises in Hong Kong, Macau, and mainland China, promotes the integrated ICT and digital solutions usage among enterprises and SMEs and smart city development in Hong Kong. Welcome, Steve. Last but not least, may I invite Ms. Elsa Wong, Managing Director of NEC Hong Kong Limited, a leading Japanese-based technology company providing one-stop solutions services for various industries in Hong Kong, Macau, and the Greater Bay Area. Welcome, Elsa. Would all our panelists please take your seats? Thank you. And let me pass the floor to the Honorable Duncan, please.
Hello. Wait. Thank you, MC. And welcome, Charles, Leo, Steve, and Elsa joining the panel. Our discussion today, and welcome guests here physically joining us in the afternoon session, and also online viewers. Happy to host this event today at Hong Kong ILC's APAC DNS panel. And our discussion today will be more on digital infrastructure. As you all know, we have 4 experts here in the region, and digital infrastructure now it actually changes from day to day with the advancement of technology. Basically, previously we might, for digital infrastructure, it could only be the connectivity in broadband and wireless connections. But now today, we have cybersecurity, data center, network, and also, of course, with the advancement of AI, maybe supercomputing power as well. So how do business stay competitive in building the digital infrastructure? And, of course, SMEs may not have the resources as huge conglomerates in managing or investments in digital infrastructures. How do SME build up their competitiveness with digital infrastructures? These are questions that I want to go through with our panel speakers today. So I think I will skip the introduction since the MC have already introduced our 4 speakers today, who are actually all experts in the region in digital infrastructure. So let's go straight to the discussions point with the digital infrastructures becoming more and more important today, and for corporate to actually build up the digital infrastructure readiness. So I would want the speakers to give us some, share some ideas on their measurement of Hong Kong's digital infrastructure readiness, and what do you think about Hong Kong's corporate and also SMEs digital infrastructure readiness? Maybe Charles first.
Yeah, thank you, Duncan. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Charles. In fact, first of all, we all understand that Hong Kong digital infrastructure is the one of the best of the world. So we have the report. We are the #2 in Asia, and then #4 in the global. So it means that our digital infra, including the data center, connectivities, cloud service, is a world class and already. So talking about the end user and the enterprise, from our experience working with our users, we can see the bigger enterprise are ready to do that. But from our observations, the SME are lagging behind, mainly because of they are lacking of resources. What I'm saying, the resources in terms of time, money, and know-how. What is the time? The time itself is the management's lack of the time in understand their need and the digital tools. These they don't have enough time to do the investigations and understand it, to use it. And second is talking about the money. I think everyone knows the money is the one of hurdles. So the CapEx and OpEx are considerable. These are one of the hurdles as well. And the third one, I can see the resources lack of know-how. So not the data center, the digital infra, in fact, is need multiple IT professionals of a various skill set. So it's very costly to hire these professionals in one organization. And another pain point is, I think, sitting here, quite a lot of business owner or CEO, then I think the same, they have a headache to manage of these IT professionals. So it's a major missing points I can observe. Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. Time, money, know-how. We'll go back to this later. So Leo, as the Ali Cloud Intelligence rep in Hong Kong, you have offices all over Asia. So what's your observation of Hong Kong?
Yeah, thank you, Duncan. So as the Charles just mentioned, as we know in Hong Kong, I think the digital infra is quite good now. And I also see the trends, right? There are loads of different kinds of customers for us or for our industry. They already adopt the cloud or the digitizations and in the trade. And also you just mentioned like for the SME. So I think, let me use another point of view. So I think SME companies, they need to more focus, right? Because they don't have a lot of money. They don't know, even, I mean, money is part of it. Another important treasure for them is the timing, right? They go to market. I think in this era, I think go-to-market is also very important. So, and they need to focus on their business models or products, and I think the cloud services or the digitization infrastructures can help them to illustrate the go-to-market timing and to use these kind of things. And the problem, I think, for them is how to, first one is how to use, and the knowledge is how to use them, because most of the cloud service providers, they provide the components, right? So you need your engineers or your employees have the technologies and the know-how, how to use these components to help you to build your own things. And the second thing we can see, there are also a part of the cloud services is not only to provide, we call it the components IaaS levels, but also provide the SaaS models as well. So SaaS models is still on the way to be mature. So we need to see whether this kind of SaaS models is suitable for this kind of SME. I think we cannot do everything customized to this SME because of the price perspective and issues. So how to customize the SaaS models will be another topic, I think, for the SME. So if the two things can be solved, I think in Hong Kong, the SME will be happy, right? They have a very strong, I mean, the infrastructure already to provide them the things, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Liu. So let's go to Steve. Steve is the HKT, the largest mobile operator in Hong Kong, and providing B2B solutions to services in Hong Kong. So what's your observation?
Okay, our observation is that in Hong Kong, the digital infrastructure, if we talk about telecom infrastructure, is pretty good. Now, say for example, we have over 98% of fiber actually connecting to a different business, and even for consumer customers. And recently, we actually landed a cable in Lamar Island. What does that mean? Because I want to share, one thing. Because when I talk to some owner of the Lamar Island resident, they say that if I want to rent an apartment to a foreigner, because lots of foreigner wants to live in Lamar Island, if they don't have good broadband infrastructure, they consider not to be there. Now, I guess one of the reasons is that because of COVID, people basically very adept to home office. If they do not have a good infrastructure to do Zoom meetings, virtual meetings, they have problem selecting an apartment in Lamar Island, even though the place is very beautiful. Now, digital infrastructure is so important. Okay. Now, in terms of Hong Kong, I think fiber all wire up, commercial building, residential building here in Hong Kong. Basically, I believe most of us know that. Now, say for example, mobile infrastructure. We have 5G infrastructure back to 2019, 4 years ago. I can tell you, at that time, only a couple of countries actually launched 5G service, including mainland China is ahead of us. Korea ahead of us. Only one or two European countries, they have some cities ahead of us. But we are running at the forefront at that time, having 5G infrastructure. Now that infrastructure actually helps a lot because we have a mobile phone and we need to look at mobile phone. If you have some statistic knowing that there are some statistics showing us we actually look at the phone 150 times a day. Now we have pretty good infrastructure here in Hong Kong, but definitely having good connectivity infrastructure is not sufficient for transformation for SME. We still need to have applications. We still need to have devices. So that's why I think cloud is so important because cloud actually, take all this IT system. I would say that it's democratized IT application. So that's why many SME can have a very affordable price to enjoy IT services. But obviously, even though they have that kind of, IT application available in the market, I think we still need to do a lot in terms of the whole community to educate SME because not every of them, they know how they need to transform, which cloud service they should use, which one they should invest on it, because we know that for SME, every penny counts. So that's why they need to have very cautious decision as to how they're actually going to spend on every area, including IT. So that's why, as a community, we need to do a lot on that.
Thank you, Steve. And with Elsa, you've been with NEC for a long time, a Japanese conglomerate in Hong Kong, providing various tech services to big companies, small companies, whatsoever, right? So what's your view?
Okay, my observation is that most of the organization, they lack of the IT strategy, really, in doing the digital transformation using the available digital infrastructure. So taking an example, one of the use case, the company is selling the baby product. They are distributor, okay? And before the pandemic, their main customer is Hong Kong and mainland China. But with the government support, so many funding support, and also the available IT service provider nowadays, and they push their business to online platform using the available digital collaborating tool and also the call center platform. And in the first 6 months, the actually sales increased significantly because the customer expand to overseas, apart from Hong Kong and mainland China. But then 3 months, their sales drop, okay? Because the number of order they receive and the back-end office cannot cater. So that means considering the organization existing resources and also the tenant cannot handle the surge of the number of orders. So that's why it affects their business. And even though they have done the digital transformation, which is mainly focused on the online platform doing sales and marketing, but it doesn't really provide them to increase the business operation and also increase the business because it's actually negative impact. It's all because they start doing this thing without a IT strategy, okay, and without considering the IT asset that they have. They may have some of them, they may not have adequate IT assets, but some of them, they have quite a lot of IT assets, but under leverage. So that's why most of the enterprise value cannot be realized. So that's what we can see. And so I think the IT strategy for some of the organizations is very crucial. And actually it's a how to maintain the business operation, scale the business, and the most important thing is to maintain the market competitiveness. And so my suggestion is, although there's no definition of the IT strategy, but at least we should adopt to allow us ensure the information structure and infrastructure that allow the data information flow between within the entire company. That means across different departments, and also the investment that you spend on the IT infrastructure, must not be repeated. I mean, should not do the repeated IT project. So make sure the return on your investment on the infrastructure. And yeah, I think that's all my sharing.
Thank you, Elsa. So, I mean, basically, we all agree that digital infrastructure is important, and for a company to stay competitive, they all have to invest in digital infrastructure. And, the scene that we see is not just in Hong Kong, globally, right? Major corporation, larger corporation, they have no problem adjusting to, building up or spending more in digital infrastructure. But SME, everywhere you go, Hong Kong, over 90% is SME. So we want to invigorate the SMEs' competitiveness and also let them stay in the game and be productive. So how do we help SME? I think you all have named some problem SME face: time, money, know-how. Leo said maybe the SaaS model can help because it's asset-like and they can invest with fewer resources. And Steve said, people doesn't know which services helps, and then also the IT strategy from Elsa. So, I mean, to help SMEs stay competitive and providing easier access to digital infrastructure, maybe products, services with more tuned for SME use. These are one things that we're doing. Another thing is government support. You mentioned the thing about government support. Do you guys think the government support is there? Is it enough for the SMEs? Maybe we let Elsa go first.
I think Hong Kong is a very lucky place. I mean, the enterprise in Hong Kong is quite lucky. I think we have a quite sufficient funding support and also the market leader support as well for most of the SME. But in answering your question, I think they, again, go back to their business operation. They must know very well about their business operation, their strength, and also their core value. But how to utilize the IT solution to, to help them to scale their business, not even in Hong Kong but other countries. I think mainly concentrate into four modules. I mean, four basic thinking. One is services. Okay, they must have a responsive and innovative IT service that can maintain their business operation and also organizational goals, plus enhance the customer experience. Okay, and secondly is the security. Without a reliable and trusted IT system, cannot maintain the business operation. So the security, they need to really dive into it. Really, what we call is a defense in depth. Defense in depth is very important. And also the awareness, to make their employee aware of the security that they have it every day. And thirdly is about the manage. Everything needs management, right? So they must manage the investment. So smart investment in both high value and cost effective way to make sure they invest in the IT system, IT infrastructure which really fit their organization goal. Okay, so what exactly means the IT strategy must align with their business operation and also have to take into account on the resources and budget and as well as the regulatory and compliance requirements. And fourth is the agility. A agile and also connected and high performance workforce with the mobile tools, is nowadays what we need. So because now we are getting less of resources and the people mobility is increasing. So that's why the agile and connected high performance workforce is what we're looking for. So we have the major three vendors here that can provide us this high performance workforce for us to scale our business. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Elsa. Anyone want to share on the topic about government supports? And
I would like to share that in fact for the government, I can observe this few years, government had proactively provide the funding for the SME to do their digital transformation. I think it's also streamline of the process as well. I think 5 years ago we talking about the application of the fund. Then we have to employ the consultant, and then consultant have the different quotations for comparison. Seems that the process is quite prolonged and not painful, but still waiting. But nowadays we just make more different levels of funding. Then just I think just tell us you have 5 billion, 500 millions small fund for the SME, and then easier for apply. I think it's very good for the SME. And second thing is the low. I'm talking the know-how. I think the know-how. I'm not only talking about the IT professionals. I think for SME, the know-how to understand the digital tools for the management is very important. I can also see the government, they are supporting organization like HKPC, Science Park, Cyberport, and also NGO, Hong Kong Computer Societies. They have a lot of free seminars to give discounts of training seminar to them. So I think sometimes government and some industrial leaders already give the helping hands. I think in return, I think I really hope that SME management take the initiative. You maybe invest certain times of understand the digital transformations, I think will have a tenfold of benefits to your business. So I think it's the missions and the visions have to build out. Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. I think during COVID time, we all know that the several programs were being introduced. There was DBIS and helping SME to provide some funding grant from government to purchase IT services. And then we have the tech voucher program, and now we have these new 500 million initiatives. So what about Steve and Leo? What do you think about these programs?
I guess, first of all, I think it's important for the government to support SME for their digital transformation. Because, as I mentioned before, I don't believe the maturity of Hong Kong SME is to that high level that they're willing to spend. So that's why I think it's maybe government's some push, some encouragement to use some digital solution for SME. I think it would be good, it would be helpful. Now, but in order for that to be successful, it's not just government giving, very simple process to do approval, which is important. I think in the past there are some hiccups because we've been supporting SME for years, for many, many years. Every time we have a government program, we try to put together something for SME, and sometimes because of the process in approval, that actually creates some painful experience to SME. So make it simple is important. But having said that, all the tax players going to, segregate some of their money to SME, but I think SME also important for them to understand what problem do they want to solve by having that funding. Now, say for example, have a bunch of funding is not going to help you everything. Now that we have to do some education, communications to SME, because it's not going to be one solution solving all your operation problem, all your business problem. And sometimes I think that gap actually create that kind of, I think, unsatisfactory experience to SME. So that's why, as a service provider, as the government, as facilitating body, we all have to communicate exactly what that solution can help. And for every SME, they have to understand what problem they want to solve. Then I think it will be useful. And I believe digital transformation is a must to large corporation and to SME. We can't go back 4 years ago. Every retailer, they have to have e-commerce. Every F&B, they have to think about whether they have takeaway business. Because this is part of the BAU, what we call business as usual operation. So that's why we need to have digital tools, digital application, digital solution to help them to navigate through all this new era of doing business.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I totally agree with the just previous comment. So I add some my point of view. So one is, I think besides the funding and the coupon supporting, I think another government can provide is the market opportunities, I think, right? So we see SME, so I think they have products, they have ideas, so very important things, who will use it. So if we can, I think Cyberport and Science Park already have this kind of places or environment, right, to connect the ways, not only in Hong Kong, but also in mainland China, in Asian countries, in all over the world. I think this is the advantage of the Hong Kong SME, right? So we understand the China market, we understand the international, the market, so will be the very advantages. But the shortage for them is they have a limited resources, right? They need the place to can see more, right? I think this is the government can create more events or seminars or matching point to point, the matching conference and to help the SME. I think this is very important for SME so far. I mean, besides the coupons. And secondly, I think in other way, I think the government can attract more the world class, the top excellent companies also to landing in Hong Kong. I think this will be also another best practice for the SMEs, and maybe they also have the business chemistries, I think, with the best companies in the world, and then we can 1 + 1, I think, will be the larger than 2. So this is the chemistry is also important for SME locally.
Thank you, Liu. I think you're all very experienced in helping SMEs in providing digital transformation. I think we all agree this is important, and you know, SME, we need to help them. And I think government, I was just, you know, while you were saying, I was thinking over the last 5 years, I mean, with my work involved a lot the SMEs, and you know, with DBs and then TVP. Also, I received many complaints, like Charles mentioned, you know, that previously, you know, the category that being allowed, and then, you know, the time for the applications. I think, you know, the good thing is you can see the programs being enhanced, and, you know, there's improvement made. And I think the time of processing has actually been shortened. And if you now look at the TVP program in Hong Kong, the percentage that we give, the grant, is more than Singapore. Singapore has a similar program, but it's now only dollar to dollar. But we are providing 3 out of 4 every dollar from the government side. So it's been improved, and you know, some people also before saying that, you know, some of the SaaS model were not being included and the quotation system, so that we now have this new program which will include SaaS model, so which is also helping SME. So yes, there's a lot we've been doing with helping SME, bridging the gap in digital transformation, and staying competitive. And in terms of, we have quite a lot of discussion on SME. So in terms of facing, you know, general business, when you see your clients and all the business entity that you meet, you know, they know the digital infrastructure's importance. And but any tips from your side for these companies to consider the enhancement for the digital infrastructure or digital transformation from your corporate side? And anyone?
Okay. Let me take it first. Okay. For the digital infrastructure, I totally agree with Lisa that it's very important for the company operations and business. So I will highly recommend to outsource to the service providers that both have private cloud and data centers. That I think is the best cost-effective solutions to the enterprise. What is the beauties of these outsourcings to the enterprise? First of all, of course, I can save CapEx. Then, because the private cloud service providers can enable the saving investment in the hardwares, and the data center service providers also do the same, can help to the enterprise save a lot of investments in the setting up a secure and safe environment for their IT equipments. And in return, private cloud service providers also have a full teams of IT professionals can help the enterprise to take care of the operations. So, of course, I also recommend adopt the hybrid cloud solution as well, because private clouds can provide the safe data and the security, but the public cloud can have scalabilities and flexibilities for the ad hoc applications. So I will highly recommend we have a private cloud and also public cloud as well together. I don't forget you, Leo. Okay. So once we use these strategies, the beauties, let the SME or even the enterprise can save their CapEx and OpEx to focus their digital tools, including the applications, and also their business. Then I think it's a better strategies for them. These are my tips for them.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, I totally agree with Charles. So, and especially for the hybrid cloud and the public cloud, another, I think, the tips for SME to enhance is the compliance, I think, right? So, as we know, so different industry definitely have the different legals and the compliance requirement. I mean, not only in Hong Kong, but also if you want to develop the business worldwide, right? So if you to mainland China, to Europe, to even other countries. So most of the top class, I think the cloud services already have provided the compliance best practice for the companies to make sure you are not in error models, unless you will meet a lot of problems, especially in your unfamiliar countries, the problem is. And second thing, I think is the security, right? We need to use the security tools to protect yourself. I think we call it the digitization, we call it the digital infra. So most important assets maybe is your data, right? So if your data is break and be stolen by the hackers, will be lost all your assets. So you need, I guess, most of the SMEs, they have no capabilities to build their own security tools, right? They have to use the best or the suitable, I think, the tools in the MSP or in the cloud services as well to provide. I think these two things are important for them.
Thank you. Steve?
I guess SME should be focusing on their business. I think Elsa mentioned about that. And there are, in terms of digital transformation, in terms of IT, there are lots of service providers can help them. I just give an example. Every now and then, I think every one of us use Wi-Fi at home, right? Every now and then we have customers saying that, I have a problem with my broadband line, but we see that the Wi-Fi is actually a problem, okay? And my lesson, one I want to talk about here is about some IT things, maybe in the past thinking is too simple. Very simple. I can have my, just go to, Godang and then I buy a Wi-Fi router and then I do it. But let's think about it. This is IT. Let those professional IT folks help you. Say, for example, I need an application. Let the IT folks doing, SaaS service from cloud help you. Because this is professional. I guess SME have to understand IT is a professional industry, and we have a lot of choices. We do not say you only have one choice. You have lots of choices. I'm not saying that you have to come to HKT, but there are IT professionals that can help you. So SME, you can focus to do your transformation, to do your business. I think that's important. Not saying that Wi-Fi is very simple, because without a good Wi-Fi, it's going to hurt your daily operation. And we see that, let us do that Wi-Fi for you. I think that's important. It's the kind of mindset. Do not undermine the value of IT.
Yes, very much agree. Not only Wi-Fi, nowadays the cybersecurity is getting into the place. So most of the organization, even the bigger organization, we are also facing problem. So we better give the professional to do the professional job. So my suggestion to most of the SME is really select the best provider, to do the job. So, but I think most of the SME, the interest is their business. And particularly is the data, their own data, right? How many sales they have, what is the customer experience, and their inventory, and all those are related to data. So I think what you have to do is focus on the data-driven process, internal process standardization. And so in this regard, to answer the question, advanced digital infrastructure, I would say is data strategy, data management, and also the data with responsibility by design. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elsa. So it makes sense for, not SME, it shouldn't be worthwhile for them to build their own product with a share basis from professionals and SaaS model. It actually provide better protection at a better price, right? So I guess that makes sense. And but we all go into a big topic, the cybersecurity and data. But I guess we'll leave that for the next panel because we have other experts in the cybersecurity, which is a big issue we should discuss. But then I also see we have some questions shooting in, and I want to go to the questions from the audience. It's directed to Elsa, but I think all of you are expert in this and you can jump in. So it's asking Elsa, what are the advanced digital infrastructure required for future application because of the AI and robotic advancement? I think.
Okay. Okay. AI and robotic is just a tool. So okay, but I think the future need really is edge computing. You know, because now we are using quite a lot of CPU, GPU. You know, for our AI. And also VR, AR, that kind of thing. When we talk about digital twin, we use a lot of resources. So we are thinking to shift the data processing to edge computing, you know, to minimize the bandwidth, not to reduce the business, but anyways, to better use of utilization of the capacity. So the edge computing, and now we're talking about the quantum computing mainly on the data processing. It's huge data processing because we're talking about cybersecurity, we are talking about AML, anti-money laundering. It's a lot of data set, but not for all SME, it's for the major corporations to deal with. But again, for SME, you don't need to consider so much about the advanced infrastructure because all have been handled by the service provider. But if you're talking about, if you ask me the technology, yes, we are looking into quantum computing big time, and also edge computing. We are also looking into FPGA, the chipset, different chipset, and also vector programming. Not only nowadays the program we use, because too many data we have to process in a millisecond. So a new type of technology that we are doing quite a lot of research and is actually experiencing. So will be different type of world, and because now we are talking web free as well, not internet too. So there is a lot of change in infrastructure. But again, I think this is for the big corporation to consider. When this is ready, you just have to utilize it and find the best provider you can do. Yeah.
See that, Charles, you want to jump in?
Yes, I think I agree with Lisa that edge computing is because of the IoT. Maybe later on with a driverless car, or even though the remote operations. So I also add on is quantum computing is we are aim at, but nowadays I think within these 3 years, I think we have to build a supercomputing data center for the AI, machine learning, these kinds of applications. So I will take these tips from Lisa. We will look at the quantum one, but we will build the supercomputings for Hong Kong environments. I think will be more and more usage and applications need this service. And second thing is because these kinds of infrastructures is a very high density of powers. So it means that we are not only talking about how to use this computing power, we also look at that how we can use the green technology to cut down the power consumptions. Because we have balance, we're always talking about ESG nowadays. So when we put the edge computings in the different locations, we also have to think how to affect the other residential areas as well. So it's quite a controversial topic, how to best digital infra can be implemented in not only in Hong Kong, in everywhere.
Any more?
I guess generative AI. Basically, I think everyone look into that. I think it's going to be very disruptive, and to us as IT professional and also maybe as a business owner, you probably need to understand what's going to be the implications to your workforce, because it's going to change a lot. Of course, that model is not going to solve all problems. I will not say generative AI is going to solve all problems. And there are limitations about generative AI, but there are lots of goodies from this model. Something we cannot do in the past, we can do it. And also because of this, the need for computation resources is going to be very important. So that's why I would foresee there will be, some AI going to be done on your mobile phone very, very soon. And then also on edge and also on cloud. And there will be, complementary, configuration that we can actually use all this, AI for training models and also for inference. So that's why I think to us, we don't know the potential, but it's going to be very big, it's going to be huge, but we have to be observe that, and we need to run fast. Otherwise, if your competitor, imagine, they run faster than you, and they use generative AI model to make their product more efficient, then you're lagging behind, so what happened? You can imagine.
This actually leads to two questions I want to bring out here for Leo and for Charles. There are separate questions asking the AI in cloud computing and providing cloud services. What is AI changing, and what is the AI as a role in providing further future cloud services and also on data center?
Yeah, so actually I think the cloud service basically can provide the two things. One, I think the computing capability, right? So without the computing, even the cloud or all the supercomputers, I think in Hong Kong or worldwide, they need the basic fundamentals for the generated AI. And secondly, as we have a new, maybe I think the opportunities for the startups is that the modular as a service, right? So I think this is maybe another opportunities for our Hong Kong startups, because the modular as a service is strongly rely on the industry know-how. So we cannot do everything with one module, right? So we need to have the industry-based modular. So based on our supercomputer or cloud services to provide the computing capability, and then will be another very vertical industry modular for the AI. Maybe there are the new business models for our startups in Hong Kong. So I think this is a very interesting topic, so we can talk more maybe in the future, right?
Yes, thank you, Leo and Duncan. I think for the AI initiative, we already have set up the we call high computing cloud in Hong Kong. Then I can easily just pay as you go. For us to can use this service nowadays. So we are the vertical industry, just as Leo said, we have a gaming, we have some universities, some R&D biochemicals. Because of these kinds of high performance computing is become a real need for them to use take care for their calculations models and the language models for ChatGPT's applications. So I can see that these kinds of HPC cloud will be developed faster and faster in Hong Kong. Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. With time's constraint, I have to come to the last questions. We have a question for Steve, asking as one of the biggest telco in Hong Kong. What do you think about the pace of smart office development and digital connectivity in Hong Kong? Maybe. Yeah.
I guess smart office development actually accelerated because of COVID. We see lots of enterprises actually change their office setting because, say for example, we have enterprise actually having 1/3 of their manpower actually can work at home. So that's why the real estate cost is going to be lower because they need to rent a smaller office space. So that's why in their office, they actually changed to just having bench tables, and then they have Wi-Fi, they do not have wire, and then they have phone booth, and this is what I have an office like this as well. Because people, they are actually changing the way of engaging. What they need a conference room for is for Teams engagement, for team meetings. But most of the time they can just walk around and have an empty space and then in there and then do their work. And we see that happen a lot. So that's why I think in terms of real estate industry, I think there will be really impact to them. But in terms of agility of mobile workforce, I think all the mobile workforce, all the enterprise, or even SME actually elevated because of COVID. And I see that maybe in the next 2-3 years, there will be stay there. Maybe later on, we never know. But obviously in the next 2-3 years, I think that's going to be the trend.
Thank you, Steve. Seems like COVID helps digital transformations penetrate into the market. With time's concerned, I have to wrap up the panel. Digital infrastructure is ever expanding, like our speaker shares. Oncoming, we have IoT, edge computing, AI, all these happening. So I guess we have to all keep up our attention on the development of this market. Can I ask the audience to join me to give a round of applause for our 4 speakers? Thank you, and that concludes my session. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the amazing discussion. Would all our panelists please step forward to take a group photo together? Thank you so much. Thank you to the Honorable Duncan Chiu for moderating this section for us. And thank you to all panelists. The last panel discussion of today. The topic is digital transformation for industries in the digital era. Digital transformation involves integrating digital technologies into all aspects of business, from operations to customer service. By embracing digital transformation, industries can streamline processes, enhance customer experiences, and improve overall efficiency. With the rapid advancement of technology, digital transformation is a crucial factor for success in today's digital landscape. For this section, we welcome questions from the audience and encourage interaction. Whether you are on-site or participating virtually, please feel free to sign into Zoom to type your question into the Q&A pod. When you registered to attend the forum, you'd have received the Zoom links for the section on email. Please just retrieve the link from there. Thank you. And now may I introduce you the moderator for this section, Dr. Winnie Tan, MHJP. Dr. Tan is the adjunct professor at University of Hong Kong, Hong Kong U, founder and chairman of Esri China Hong Kong Limited. She is also the founder and honorary president of Smart City Consortium. Over the years, she has been actively advocating the use of technology and sharing her views regarding the ICT industry, e-health, environmental conservation, entrepreneurship, and the smart city in Hong Kong. In recognition of her work, she has been awarded the Honorary Fellow by Lingnan University, the Distinguished Alumni by the Faculty of Science at the Hong Kong U, and the 10 Outstanding Young Persons by Junior Chamber International Hong Kong. Let us welcome Dr. Winnie Tan, MHJP. And then may I invite our panelists on stage. We have Dr. Cai Jing, CEO of Singtel News Corporation. Dr. Cai, please. Mr. Alice Chen, ED and CFO, Carry Logistics Network. Mr. Alice Chen, please. Last but not least, we have Ms. Jennifer Tan, EVP, Strategy Development and Government Affairs, GBA of Ant Group. Jennifer, please. Welcome all our guests. And I'll now pass the floor to Dr. Tan, please.
Thank you very much. So good day for everyone. So welcome to our panel discussions, Digital Transformations for Industries in the Digital Era. My name is Winnie, and I am honored to be the moderator of these sections. Our morning sections highlight the importance of big data applications and digital infrastructure in the driving of digital transformations across industries. Now we will focus on real-world examples of digital transformations in the media, logistics, and payment industries. Now, the media industry has undergone significant changes due to emerging technology and popularity of media. They have been transforming the way people access information and shaped our understanding of the world. The logistics industry has been significantly impacted by the rapid growth in e-commerce, forcing them to upgrade their digital capabilities to meet the increasing demand for sorting, packing, and tracking of orders. In addition, The payment industry, which serves as the foundation of the digital economy, has been transformed by the emergence of digital technologies, enabling cashless transactions and driving the growth of e-commerce. Now we have the honors to have the industry leaders on these sectors to share their insights with us today. Now let me introduce our distinguished panelists one by one. First, we have Dr. Choi Jin, CEO of Singtel News Corporation Limited, the media corporation with a vision to become a leading cross-media content and service provider serving global Chinese communities. Next, we have Mr. Alex Zhang, Executive Director and CFO of Curry Logistics Network Limited, an Asia-based global third-party logistics provider with a highly diversified business portfolio and a global presence across 59 countries and territories, which offers a broad range of supply chain solutions from integrated logistics, international freight forwarding, e-commerce, and express. Finally, we have Ms. Jennifer Tan, Executive Vice President, Strategy Development and Government Affairs, GBA of Ant Group. She is in charge of formulating and implementing strategy and development plans for Ant Group's business in the Greater Bay Area. Meanwhile, she is also the Chief Executive of Alipay Financial Services Hong Kong Limited, operating the Alipay Hong Kong e-wallet in Hong Kong and making Hong Kong residents' lives more convenient by integrating mobile payments in daily lives. Now, to begin with, I would like to ask specific questions to each panelist. To begin with, Dr. Choi, can you share with us your digital transformation journey from print media to enhance both online and offline media?
Okay. Hello, Winnie. Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Very happy to share some insights in digital transformation in media industry. Actually, I was on board 2 years ago. My title in Singtel is Chief Executive Officer, but I think my role mainly in Singtel is about revitalization and digital transformation of Singtel News Corp. Singtel, as you know, is a reliable media group, is a reliable media brand. And this year is our 85th anniversary. So our principle, reporting principle, is true and fair. Over the past few years, we always insisted on that, and in the coming future, we will also keep on going. Media industry in Hong Kong and all over the world is suffering from the impact from internet. When I joined Singtel, I did lots of researches, and the conclusion is that digital transformation is the only way. I believe newspaper will not fade out in a short period of time, but I think we should catch up the trend to promote digital platforms and digital information. On one hand, we do good content, and on the other hand, we will expand our channel to distribute the good content to the public. In the past few years, 2 years, we set up a new department called New Media Department in Singtel News Corp. We acquired talents in different areas to initiate and to boost our digital transformation. In order to utilize the content resources, we also combine our online editorial team with our newspaper editorial team. We call it as a central kitchen. All the content made by our group can flow freely in different platforms after deep processing. In the progress of digital transformation, I put mobile optimization and audience engagement as our first priority. Last year, we launched our first all-in-one app called Singtel Headline. And also, we revamped and launched our new websites and various online platforms that now serve as vibrant hubs for our content. From breaking news to in-depth analysis features, from word article to multimedia videos. Through different emerging technologies such AI, VR, and data analysis, we do and give what our audience love. So our online presence has become an integral part of our identity and well accepted by the public. Do digital is absolutely different from do newspaper. We are still learning and exploring. I think there is a long way to go. We will keep on going to catch up the latest trend to come to the digital future. Thank you.
Yeah, really well said. Digital transformation is the only way. And I like very much your idea of audience support, and which is also one of the important factors in Smart City 3.0, which take the approach of bottom up, which engage a lot of the citizens. Now, the next is Alice. Can you share with us how the logistics industry adapts the digital transformations to align with the growth of e-commerce?
Thank you, Winnie. And good afternoon to the audience here, and good afternoon to the audience online. You see, digital transformation is really changing our life. In the past, we never say hello to something in the virtual, right? But now we have to. Talking about this digital transformation, indeed, for our industry, we started all it off in our business processes long ago, before we talk about this e-commerce. We have been converted a lot of manual and analog processes, such as EDI, pre-alerts, even when we are dealing with customers to check whether they are coming from sanctioned country, etc. We use all this digitized approach. And in the past, all these are being done manually or through checking or through some very primitive system. As you agree, lots of these processes involve labor force, which is indeed getting more and more costly. As an accounting background, of course, this is a push factor for digital transformation. Indeed, besides this push factor, there are also pull factor from outside as well. People need speed. People need accuracy. People need completeness. Today, I don't know why, we are rushing. We're trying to use our time in a more efficient manner. We don't want to spend or waste a single minute. So this becomes a pull factor. So the boom of e-commerce actually speed up these processes by acting as another catalyst. I would say another pull factor. So to align with this growth of e-commerce in our daily operations, of course, you could see automation. You could see AI in streamlining our processes and to reduce costs. From the time we take the order, when you are putting order on the web, we check whether the inventories are there, doing the sorting, doing the inventory management, doing the inventory forecast, or even when we are sending our trucks out there to deliver the parcels, we need all this digital information to help us to plan the route. In our warehouses, you could see robotic arms everywhere. Today, even for logistic company, even in a warehouse, we are not doing like a storage business. Most of the warehouses are acting like a small factory, or I would say a big factory. Some of them even got, say, 200 square feet in terms of areas. You will see all these small robotic machine running from here and there. We say it is called AGV, which the full name is Automated Guided Vehicles, are used in order to improve the efficiency of this. Why? Because e-commerce become a boundaryless and also without the constraint of time when people are doing consumption. In the traditional, consumer market, people buy when the shops are open. Today, Even when you wake up in the middle of the night, you can buy, you can shop. And that's why we have all this digital stuff behind to help us to run our operations on a 24/7 basis. So we need this to support this booming e-commerce. Of course, talking about the drivers, why we are having all this, cost is a very basic concern, okay? You know, I would say, I'm not sure whether Jennifer agree or not, most of the e-commerce platform are actually spoiling the customers. They offer very cheap or inexpensive delivery services. So for us as a service provider, we have to cope with this. We have to squeeze our costs in order to get the margin. This is a tough business. So while on one hand, people are paying less costs, but on the other hand, they need all this accuracy, they need track and trace, they need to know exactly the status of every parcels when they move. So all these, you can't do it by just having a lady sitting on the telephone side and listen to all this customer checking or complaints. We need automations. We need digital transformation. So that's why all this become drivers to our move of getting into a more digitalized platform. And today, people are also talking about transparency in terms of all this data. In Hong Kong, which is not that common, but in US it's quite common, there are some platforms that can show you, say, the spare capacity that a particular shipping company has or a particular airline has. This become a business model as well. So without digital transformation, all this actually can't happen. With all this data, we are also using this data to help to seize the opportunities. Because we need all this, in particular e-commerce, all this data to check the customer's spending pattern, what they like to spend, what time during the day they want to spend, what time they prefer to have the cargoes delivered to their house. All this becoming part of our daily life. Last but not least, another driver that actually coming into place in recent years is talking about ESG. Actually, in our case, we are serving international customers, all these international big brands. Many of them has already taken an approach saying that if their supplier cannot achieve a certain ESG standard, you can never qualify to be a supplier. So while we are moving on this digital transformation, we use less paper, we use less, say, human costs, we use less labor because that will also reduce the risk of the labor as well, right? All this will increase the so-called ESG score. That will help us to improve, on one hand, to the contribution of the environment, and on the other hand, to become qualified as a supplier to all these international brands.
Thank you for your sharing, Alice. To many businesses that we need to do more with less or achieve more with less, and digital transformation is the way to go. Now let's turn to Jennifer. What efforts have you made to change people's preferred payment method in Hong Kong from physical card-based payment to mobile payment?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my great pleasure to joining this panel discussion. And unlike the other two participants, and actually we are a Boeing technology company. Okay. So when we're talking about digital transformation, I am actually thinking about how we help the industry to, to have this digital transformation. Probably a lot of people know about that. The vision of Ant's group is, to make it easy to do business everywhere. So, when we're always talking about our customers, actually they have, both users and merchants. In particular, the SMEs, they are our customers. And, back to Winnie's questions about, how we change the, I think you're talking about in Hong Kong, because I think in China we all understand it's quite predominant by this, e-wallet. This is a very good question because I still recall, back to about like 6 years ago, because I'm the founding CEO of Alipay Hong Kong, and I still recall that 6 years ago when we first launched e-wallet, a lot of people challenged me because they don't have a belief, Hong Kong need another payment method. They think, you already, on average, everybody got 4 to 5 credit cards. You have your auto pass, and why, you still need a new payment method. And in particular, I think you just think about 6 years ago, if there's a code in front of you, do you know how to use it? Do you know you need to scan it? Because a lot of people know about when they saw, there's a code in front of them. Because we get used to use a physical card. Okay, so what Winnie bring up is a very good question because for me, actually the most challenging part is how to I would say educate our user instead of putting out a card. They need to just use their mobile app and then to scan a code which can help them to complete the payment transaction. And so in short, this is a behavioral change. Okay. Because instead of taking a card or you using, what you get to use, a credit card or something, you need to think about, oh, I got a mobile phone. But of course, you understand in Hong Kong, the mobile smartphone penetration actually is very, very high. So, what we do is that we don't have a concern about the device, okay, because most of the people already, they got the device. So no additional investment for that. But what we need to do is their mindset. So what we have done is encourage them. We do a lot of, probably some of, I believe quite a lot of you are using our service. You remember at the very beginning, we have this, what we call the quick reward code. By scan a code, you may earn a few dollars when you visit those convenience stores, supermarket. And this is bit by bit, gradually, we, let the people to get used to scan a payment code to complete a transaction, okay? And also get used that, okay, especially when they approach a counter, they saw there's a quick reward code. So the first thing they would like to scan, they find they get a $1. So they already will think, I will use Alipay to make the payment. That's very important. And second thing is that, on top of the education, we also need to build this what we call the user stickiness. So we need to help them to keep this become their habit. So what we do is that we also introduce this e-stamp. By you spending and then you earn e-stamp, you collect your e-stamp in your wallet. So you think that okay, you should spend those e-stamp. So you will use it repeatedly, and based on the very scientific analysis. On average, if a user about like they use 6 transactions, they complete 6 payment transactions, then actually no need for us to offer additional incentive because they already become a very regular user and they will keep on using that. So you can see for us, it is the education and also by using some incentive, how to make it become their natural behavior. And that's my 2 penny here.
But as users, we like to have more incentive and continuous incentive.
Yeah. We just not for promotion. We just recently revamped our loyalty program. It is no longer just the e-stamp. We actually use the point system, and every transaction you earn points, and different points you can actually can to use it to redeem different benefits. Can be coupons, can be some additional discount. So please. Try it and then let me know what's your feedback.
This is a kind of digital transformations based on customer experience. Thank you for listening to my feedback. Anyway, now after the specific questions, let's come to the common questions. I would like to ask Alice first, and then Jennifer and Dr. Choi. Now, what challenge did you face during the digital transformation, and how did you overcome them? You mentioned a bit in your previous specific questions. However, I also want you to be more specific in this common question.
Sure, Winnie.
Thank you.
I think for every changes, we face challenges. If you are talking about digital transformation, I would like to share these challenges in two different perspectives. One is from the business processes, and the other is the company culture. You know, digital transformation actually start from data, okay? But garbage in, garbage out, right? So data integrity is actually fundamental to every digital transformation. But if you come to our industry is what? The characteristic is huge volume of transactions, huge volume of revenue, but little margin, okay? So there are lots of data that we have to sort out. So for this kind of process, data cleansing is a must. But this a must is also a nightmare. Okay, so this is one of the challenges that we are facing when we are doing all this. And the other thing is the integration challenges. We help our customers in providing logistics solutions to them. We need to talk to their system. But in most of the cases, we are not allowed to touch the system. So what we are doing now is we need to build a system on ourselves, and then we build a linkage between our system and their system so that the two systems can talk. So with different paces of digital transformation, this integration could sometimes become a challenge. Of course, for all changes, resistance to change is always a common phenomenon. We need training, okay? And also, just we heard from the government officials, there's so many infrastructure to choose from, okay? So ultimately, it comes to a last but the not least point is cost, okay? You spend the cost, can you recover this from your customers? While the technology is changing so fast, while you build up the cost, build up the infrastructure for 3 years, you target it, you use it for 5 years, but it changed in year 3. So how do you deal with all this? You scrap them, or what?
Yeah, well said that you mentioned the last but not least is cost. It's therefore the executive director of your company is a CFO too. So how about Jennifer? Yeah, any challenges you can share with us, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, actually, you know, for payment service providers, you know, if we would like to have a successful business, there are two things very important. First is that you need to have a very, you know, sufficient base of user, as you know. And another thing is you need to have the well-established merchant network. Because we always say, you know, you have an app. Not only the app is easy to use, but it can be used everywhere. That's very important. And you can imagine that if you have an app and then you find that only 1 out of the 10 shops can use it, then maybe the second time you will never choose it as as your favorite payment method. So you can imagine, although we're always talking about Hong Kong is not big, okay, it is a small city. But you can imagine at the very beginning, how can we build a well-established merchant network in very short period of time? So at the time, we start with, you know, those convenience stores, supermarket, you know, those chain stores like 7-Eleven. They have over 1,000, you know, in Hong Kong. But you understand that those big ones, they will question, what's the benefit to them? Why? I already, you know, you see my counter. I have so many payment terminals, accept different methods. And that's why, you know, we need to be very clearly to let them know what additional benefit they will gain by joining or by accepting this new payment method. Say, for example, probably you guys, imagine it, say like 6 years ago, although we all know we got so many different payment methods, in retail, cash is still a very important payment method. About over 50% of payment transactions in terms of dollar value still conduct in cash. So we talk to those merchant terms that, okay, if you only collect cash, actually you don't know the identity of your user. You cannot have a account profile of those users. So if you want to conduct some specific or precise marketing, precise promotion, it is very difficult for you. However, if they use, a e-wallet, then you actually start to gather more data from them. And I think, data is very important. Both, and also Alice, they mentioned about that. So this is one way, how we convince those big guys, to accept, using Alipay. And for the SME, that's another way around. First they like cash because they think that is immediate, they can get the money instead of need to be T+1. And second thing is that they are very about any investment, any say they may need to buy the terminal, all those things. And we actually approach them by offer them two options. For those medium-sized or bigger one, they can use a scanner, which they may already have. And does that system also link up to their inventory system and also reporting system? However, for the small one, we offer them what we call the user scan model, which you can see maybe just a piece of A4 paper or a plastic stand with a QR code. They can already make a payment, or even just use their own the owner's iPhone. The smartphone, not for promotion. The smartphone. Then they already can accept this payment method. So we help them that okay, you can have almost zero investment costs. You can already enjoy the digital enjoy the benefit of digital transformation, and by doing that, they actually gain more information. Say, for example, you can imagine for a wet market owner, fish owner, they may never have a very concrete idea about their business. They just based on, at the end of the day, they just count how many money they have. But by using, this e-wallet, then actually they have transaction by transaction information. So they know better about the average buying, a size, all those things, which they would not have that before. So, this is, I find it's very, I would say this is a win-win situation. We offer them, a very good payment method, which low cost, easy for them to collect information. And for us, is that, okay, they help us to very quickly build up a big merchant network. And of course, the benefit is to our user.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, no matter how much challenge you faced, and if you think about the win-win for B2B or B2C, is always the mutual benefits. Yeah, and Dr. Chai?
Okay, actually, we encountered lots of challenges during the 2 years of time for our digital transformation. But in general, I think there are two biggest challenges. The first one is the change of mindset. The second one is the talent. Because as you know, Jennifer said their task is to educate the user, but our task is to educate our staff. From the beginning of our digital transformation, we have realized that the shifting of mindset of our staff from traditional newspaper to digital era is the biggest challenge for us. First of all, we build up the environment for digital transformation. We educate and promote our staff with the importance of digital transformation. In the past, our staff have the print-centric mindset in both editorial and daily operation. Many employees were sticky to traditional workflows and processes. We have to change the mindset from print-centric to digital first. So to overcome this challenge, we focus on communication and change management methodology. For example, regular meetings, training programs are conducted to create awareness and provide a clear vision for the future digital. We also encourage cross-departmental collaboration by involving employees from all levels and address their concerns. So we gradually build a culture that embraces digital transformation. For the second one, I think not just our media industry, but to all industries in Hong Kong, lack of talents. Especially for us, we do digital transformation, we need a huge number of talents in different areas. For example, programming, digital marketing, and data analysis. So for now, I think it is really a big challenge for us, but through different programs, for example, we do lots of collaborations with different institutes and different universities to recruit our target university graduates to join our company, and also we will provide more much better benefits to our staff. So in order to attract more talents to our company, and we provide regular training and programs to our staff also. So the two biggest challenge, I think it is about the talent and the change of mindset.
Yeah, that's why is that many people said internal lobbying is even more difficult than external lobbying. And so the change of mindset from inside out is very important. Now, time flies. Let's take questions from the audience. Now, we have actually received many questions. Let's select some of them and invite our panelists to share their insights. Now, may I first ask Jennifer, the audience questions is, did the pandemic accelerate the digital transformation process? Do you expect the trend to slow down in the post-pandemic period?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Because at the very beginning of the pandemic, I still require and prepare my budget, and my staff asked me, you know how long would that be impact? I said, oh, probably 6 to 9 months. But of course, I make a very wrong guess. During the pandemic, I think in the first year, we saw, a lot of this offline payment, converted to online. Okay, we saw, say online transaction increase, by times. And if you ask me, whether that will be, have a big change after the post-pandemic, I don't agree with that, because this pandemic already lasts for about 2-3 years, and I say we already changed our behavior. We get used to that. In the old days, maybe not a lot of people, enjoy e-commerce. But I think now it become part of our life, no matter whether that is, just a daily grocery, or like Taobao, or even cosmetic or everything. I find people around me, they always buy something from e-commerce. So I believe that will be the trend. That will be the trend. And actually, because of the pandemic, thanks to Hong Kong government. We have this 3 rounds, I remember 3 rounds or 4 rounds consumption vouchers, which actually also help to encourage more spending using e-wallets. So I think now it is quite a natural thing to use e-wallet, no matter it's for micropayment, or you can actually also use it, for very nice, dinner in a very prestigious restaurant. You can all enjoy that. So it's become, I would say, become a very normal. This is a normal thing, in using, e-wallet.
Yeah, the second part of the consumption voucher is upcoming. Yeah, which was a system.
July 16th.
Yeah, with a system opportunity to use more e-wallet. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, Dr. Chai, the audience questions to you is, how do you improve the digital user experience of different customer segments, such as Generation C and baby boomers?
Actually, this is also the challenge for us, because different generations have different appetite, and their interests and preference are totally different. So they have different needs for different categories of information, even the wordings or presentation skills will be different. So in the progress of our digital transformation, we put personalization and customization at a very, very important position. So we utilize data analysis to understand their behavior and deliver personalized content recommendations. That is the most important with what we do. So we leverage algorithms and user profiling to push relevant news information to relevant users so we can meet their expectation. So by tailoring the content to their specific interest, we enhance their overall user experience and keep them engaged. As you know, Generation Z are digital natives. So they heavily rely on mobile devices. So therefore, we prioritize mobile optimization across our all platforms. We ensure that our website and mobile app are user-friendly, responsive, and can provide seamless navigation on various screen sizes. So we also leverage push notifications and mobile exclusive features to keep these segments informed and engaged. In respect of content, that is the most important for media. Content is king. So each generation have different interests, have different appetite, and have different needs for different information. For example, Generation Z, they are more updated, they are trendy. But for our more mature readers or audience, maybe they prefer more in-depth analysis, articles, and historical perspectives. So by understanding this, we create content that speaks to the unique needs of each segment, fostering a sense of relevance and connection. So in general, I think the most important is the content, and we utilize the technology to meet the needs of different generations. That's the most important.
Yes, relevant content is very important, and how to engage them always online, or even they do offline and they can engage online as well. Yes, which is the key, like from Web 1.0, 2.0, and then 3.0. Now, to elders, the question from audience is, what are the current trends and future directions for digital transformations in logistics industry?
Okay, I know time is running out, so I will make my answer short. Actually, trends are driven by the needs. Okay, people want a better future. Okay, and then for us as an operator, we need to save more labor and to reduce costs. Why need to save more? Save the labor? It's not only the cost issue. It's also because you got a lower birth rate now, and even when we are doing the recruiting, of course, Winnie can share with us, right? The graduate would like to become a banker, a lawyer, a doctor, instead of spending the time in particular in an non-air conditioned warehouse. Okay, so digital transformation is something that we were having this trend. Okay. We need more transparency. It's not only between the service provider and the customers. When you are buying something from the web, you need to know, what is it doing now? They are in the custom clearance or is on its way of transportation. You need transparency. But within the organization, we also need transparency between the origin and the destination in terms of cost, in terms of time. So all these, we need this thing to help our data mining exercise and to grasp the opportunities and then to create a sustainable business.
Yes, very good. Yes, time is running out. The last but not least, may I ask each of the panelists, our distinguished panel, to share with us your word of wisdoms in 1 minute that our audience can take away on digital transformations. May I ask Dr. Chai first?
Actually, every industry needs digital transformation. So in digital era, I think is to embrace innovation, prioritize user-centric experiences, and leverage emerging technologies to thrive in the ever-evolving digital landscape.
Thank you. And how about Alice?
Okay, instead of spending a minute, I only want to spend a sentence. Digital transformation actually is a single runway where you need to taxi on it before you can fly.
And no U-turn.
To unlock the success in digital transformation, actually it's only not talking about how much you invest in automation or improve your process. The most important is whether you create a customer value. If there's no customer value, actually whatever you invest will not have a return.
Yeah. Thank you very much for our three distinguished panelists for your insightful sharing. So I learned a lot. I do think that our audience also learned a lot. Thank you so much. And on behalf of HAIRC, thank you once again for coming over for our APAC event with ICANN. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. With all our guests, please step forward to take a group photo together. Thank you for the wonderful discussion. Thank you to Dr. Winnie Tang for moderating this section for us. And thank you to all our panelists for the amazing discussion. Please face our visual photographer. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Please keep your big smile. We'll have another camera. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And our official one. Let us thank our moderator and all the panelists once again with your big hands. Thank you so much. Thank you, all our guests. Please proceed downstage. Thank you. Such an amazing discussion. Thank you very much. And now it is the Q&A with gift section. We are pleased to announce that those who answer correctly will win a special prize, an electronic gift. So please scan the QR code now displayed on the screen, enter the WhatsApp chat room, and send your answer to us. The person who answers correctly and the fastest will be the winner. The winner, please come to the stage front for gift redemption. Our staff will contact you and will be there for help. So let us have a look on the questions. Question number 1. Which of the following is not a contactless e-payments method? A, FPS, B, magnetic stripe cards, C, mobile app payments, or D, none of the above? Please send us the correct answer now. And then we'll move to the second question. Let's have a look on it. Question number 2. Which of the following is a potential benefits of digital transformation for industries? A, decreased reliance on data analytics. B, limited access to new markets. C, improved customer experience. Or D, decreased use of automation. What do you think? So please send us the answer right now, and our colleagues will contest the winner for the gift redemption. Thank you so much for your participation. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us today. And this is the end of today's forum. We will have more wonderful sharings from local and overseas speakers tomorrow. So please do join us. Before you leave the venue, please be reminded to take all your belongings. And at the exit, our staff will distribute the voucher for redeeming the gifts and e-certificates. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you.